Hi, I just wanted to give an update on my journey with sudden sensorineural hearing loss. If this is the first video of mine you're seeing, my name's Claire Ridgway, and I lost my hearing on the 9th of September 2025 in my right ear. Went to bed completely normal, not even a cold, no ear problems, nothing, 100% healthy. Woke up the next morning and I'd completely lost the hearing in my right ear, had awful tinnitus, very, very loud white noise in my head, had vertigo, so much so that I couldn't move my head without wanting to be sick and actually vomiting on occasion, quite a few occasions, and no balance. I was walking with sticks for a few weeks. Anyway, this is over 5 months on, and we've gone through various things, seen quite a few consultants, had the usual, the prescribed treatment for sudden sensorineural hearing loss, which is a course of oral steroids, followed by injections through the eardrum of steroids. I had 3 of those a week apart from each other. None of that worked, and my hearing tests deteriorated from severe to profound. And so I was referred from the hospital that I had been going to be assessed for a cochlear implant. Because hearing aids, I did try a hearing aid because there was a free trial, but if you've got absolutely no hearing in your ear, a hearing aid is not going to work. So that didn't work. I just got annoying vibrations in my ear instead. So cochlear implant seems to be the only solution for me, for my severity, because I am profoundly deaf in that ear. And also there's the hope that it can relieve the tinnitus. So I got sent to San Cecilio Hospital in Granada, had my appointment on the 29th of January, so just a few weeks ago. And I had another hearing test, which was a better sort of hearing test than I'd had previously, because he put really, really loud white noise in my left ear. I had headphones in my left ear, put really, really loud white noise, because I had been picking up in previous hearing tests, and I actually told them I had been picking up the noise that had been in my right headphone. My left ear had been picking up, so I did actually tell them, I'm hearing that in my left ear. This one I had no chance of hearing it in my left ear because he put the white noise on so loud, and I didn't hear anything, nothing. So yeah, he confirmed that, so the consultant confirmed that I am profoundly deaf in my right ear. My daughter went with me. I took my daughter because she's lived in Spain since she was 5 years old, so she's fluent in Spanish. My Spanish is okay, but I wanted to take someone that was fluent with me because it is really hard when you're hard of hearing. My tinnitus is so loud that even with my left ear, I struggle to hear. And when it's a foreign language and people were wearing masks, because we've had flu's been a problem in Spain recently, so they've gone back to wearing masks in hospitals. I just really haven't got much chance of understanding. They did lower their masks, which was nice. But yeah, I wanted to take someone that understood. And Verity was just, it was the first time she'd been with me when I was having a hearing test. And, she could hear what was going on in my headphones from where she was sat in the room. And I think it was quite shocking for her to be able to hear it and me make no reaction whatsoever. And I said at one point, I raised my hand to the audiologist and said, I know I'm meant to be hearing it. The headphone is vibrating with how loud it is, obviously, but I can't hear it. So yeah, profoundly deaf in my right ear. And then he gave me a questionnaire to fill in. I'd taken with me a list of the way that tinnitus and the hearing loss impact my life, because I knew that for being evaluated for a cochlear implant, when you're single-sided deafness here in Spain, they really need to know that it is having an impact on your life. So I'd taken quite a detailed list. He said, I don't need your list. We've got our own questionnaire, which is sort of objective. So he gave me a pen and the questionnaire and said, go and sit down and complete the questionnaire. And I completed it with Verity's help because I wanted her to kind of keep me honest so that I didn't over exaggerate anything or underplay things. Because obviously she sees me on a day-to-day basis, so she knows how I'm struggling, what life's like. And it sort of asked you about your sort of anxiety and depression levels. It kind of talked about how it's, is it affecting your work in any way and your sleep and sort of energy levels and socializing. It went into all kinds of aspects of your life. And so I filled in yes, no, sometimes, never, as honestly as I could. And it came out, my result from that was that I have catastrophic tinnitus. So I think it was 86 out of 100 on the kind of the scale, with that being bad. So my hearing test and the questionnaire both showed that I am, a candidate for a cochlear implant. And the consultant from the cochlear implant team then saw me with these results. And he really just assumed that I was definitely there for a cochlear implant. And he then gave me sort of disclaimers, really. He sat me down and gave me, the disclaimers like, we can't guarantee that it will work. We can't guarantee that it will get rid of your tinnitus. And so he went on about that, and then he talked about, the rehab side of things, that it is very, very involved, and that. So he was really kind of giving disclaimers, and I was kind of nodding along and didn't get some of it, but Verity kind of helped me. And so the next step is he's referred me for a CT scan, and asked me to give them the MRI disc that I had because I had a private MRI just to check that I hadn't had a stroke. So I gave that in so they could digitize that. So they've got that. I'm being referred for a CT scan, which I don't know when that will be. I will get a call about that. And then it's not till June, so that's another, 4 months from now, that I've got to go back again. So that is quite slow, but it's early days really in this. And I'm lucky that here in Spain they do even consider you for a cochlear implant with single-sided deafness. So I am counting my blessings. So in June, I've got another appointment, 2 appointments again, one with the hearing test sort of team, and then another with the implant team. So that will be to talk about the next steps based on the results of my CT scan. And he gave me this as well, which is a handout. It's all about cochlear implants. It's information guide on cochlear implants. It gives you nice diagrams of the ear and the cochlea, how cochlear implants work, what the surgery is like, what evaluation, what the whole process is like. And it says in here that I will have to see a psychologist to check that I am psychologically okay to have the implant, because it's not that the surgery is difficult. I think it says in here that the surgery is about 2.5 hours, generally up to 5 hours, and you're only in 2 days apparently. So it's not that the surgery is that major, it's the rehab is major. I will have to go to Granada Hospital a lot. You have to have it switched on. You have to go for sort of mapping and tweaks and that. It's very, very involved, and I have to put a lot of work into the rehab. I know from the groups I'm in that a lot of people just hear sort of squeaky noises, or at best kind of like Mickey Mouse or the Chipmunks style voices. And it's all about teaching your brain to recognize the sound that's coming in as voices and what they really are. So you have to listen to like audiobooks while you're reading the book, so the brain links the words to the sound. It's very, very involved. So I have to be psychologically assessed to see if I'm up to it. And I also have to see a social worker, and a social worker has to come and talk to my family to check that my family are on board with it all. And I've got a support network, which I obviously have. I'm very blessed. So it is a big thing, and that's why it is quite a long process. But I'm just counting my blessings that, that I will be, fingers crossed, able to have this implant. It does look like I will be able to, unless there's something weird with the CT scan. So that's where I'm at. So nothing's sort of happening at the moment, but I'm moving forward. I just have to keep telling myself that it's step by step. I'm moving forward. How I am at the moment is not good. I know I've got this glimmer of hope, and I should really be hanging on to that, but I haven't been good. I've been really frustrated. Tim, who's behind the camera at the moment, will tell you that I'm really, really grumpy. Um, because I'm frustrated all the time. Um, I just feel so limited. I'm quite a control freak normally. I like to be in control of things, and this I can't control. It's totally out of my control. It was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I would have loved to have gone out to see Tim play in his band that day, to socialise with the wives of other members of the band. But I can't, because I can't be in a restaurant where it was bad weather, so you couldn't even sit outside. I can't get away from the music, and it's so loud. Like, I have to wear my big ear defenders when we switch on the kettle, when I turn on a tap. It hurts when I shower because of the sound of the water. So live music is just going to make my head really hurt, and my head feels as if it's going to explode. So I can't do that. I can't do what I normally would do. My concentration levels are terrible. I'm all over the place. I have to flick from one thing to another. I can't read something properly unless it's kind of fiction. I'm okay with reading sort of fiction, but for my research, it's so hard to concentrate. It's so hard to record YouTube videos where I'm actually reading from an auto cue. This is off the cuffs, I'm just making it up as I go along. But if I'm talking about something serious like Tudor history, which is what I do for a living, I have to concentrate because I'm having to give accurate information, and I find it so hard to read the words on the auto cue for my brain to make sense of it, because my brain is sort of concentrating on so many things at once. So I'm really struggling, and I get so tired. I mean, I've never been a particularly morning person, but normally I would get up before 7 or round about 7 a.m. Nowadays, I want to stay in bed till 9 a.m. and I want to go to bed about 9 p.m. because I'm just so tired, worn out, bodily, mentally, emotionally, everythingly, just drained. And I suppose it's because my brain's just having to work hard to process things. And I do get really down and really cross. And yeah, I'm probably not the easiest person to live with at the moment. But I'm trying to hang on to hope and to count my blessings. This isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, it's just never having peace and quiet, because my head, I mean, my tinnitus seems to have got to an even louder norm at the moment. New norm of being really, really loud. And it's just like half my head, and in fact, it feels like more than half my head is just like a really loud TV that's not transmitting all the time. And whether I'm relaxing in bed or whether I'm out and about, it's just that is its kind of normal level, and then it reacts to other sound and gets even louder, and I can't then hear. And I just feel what I'm saying what all the time, or trying to concentrate on people's lips, or just giving up, really. So yeah, it's tough, but it's a journey, and I suppose I'm learning things in the process, and yeah, I'm moving forward. So thank you to all of those, all of you for watching. And it's also, I've had some lovely emails and messages from people that are going through this too, and it's been really lovely getting to know new people and make new friends through this, because yeah, it is something where you really want to talk to someone that understands what you're going through. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll see you soon.